dimensioned detail, but you want to show it in isometric or in perspective, you need to put the dimensions on a design layer. If you make a viewport, the viewport dimensions will be accurate, but you will not be able to do perspective or isometric dimensioning. One thing we're going to do is just show you what we're talking about here. If I go to screen plane only and click and put a dimension in here, you're going to see that this dimension is straight up and down, it's flat. If I spin this around, the dimension sits still because it is a screen plane. That's what it should do. That's a key element to what VectorWorks can provide. So that's not the dimension of this object. Let's go to a top plan view and take a look at this. It's an extrude, it's 20 foot by 20 foot. If we make a group out of it and we're in the top plan view, we see that it's at 0, 0. So I made a group out of a single object to see that it's at 0, 0, and I'm going to say ungroup, and we're going to back up again to where we were with our picture. So we know it's a 20 by 20 by 20 foot cube. So what we want to do is get ourselves some dimensions that make sense. So we're going to go to working plane, and if you click on here, you're going to say to yourself, well, I don't have any working plane set. But if we go up here and we double click on the active layer plane, that's this blue grid. Now, it's a bit confusing. If you go to the help file, it says that when you make the active layer plane your active working plane, it'll be indicated in blue. The problem with that is you need to have some of this grid setting turned on. So if I go like this and turn it off, you can see there's no grid anymore, so I can't tell what my working plane will be, even if it is the active layer plane. So we're going to turn this back on again, and the place I'm clicking is the constraints under Smart Cursor Settings and the grid. So I'm going to say OK, and there is my working plane. So let's go to a constrained dimension. We're going to click here at the corner, we're going to click here, and we're going to pull it straight out, and there's 20 feet. That's what we're looking for. Now we want to put it over on this side also, and we could just click over there and draw it and pull it out, or we could also mirror this, and if I say duplicate and mirror and pull straight out, it should say 45 for me, and it will put itself over onto that side. Now the last place we would want one is we would want one right here, right up on top. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say duplicate and mirror, and when I mirror this, I think I'm going to do it here to here and click, and that didn't go where I wanted it to go, and that's because it's mirroring it across the working plane. So the mirror line is the X here, but it's on the working plane. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to rotate this, and that's why there's this arc out here. So if I duplicate this and we're going to say modify, and we're going to rotate 3D, and what we want to do is we want to have the next mouse click as our center of rotation. We're going to rotate about the X-axis. The X-axis is right here. You can see I have it turned on, the visual indicator. But this is the confusing part. Clockwise is negative. So we're going to set that for negative 90 degrees. You can see that this will go up into this position here. We're going to say OK, and then we're going to click right on this point. Or we could click on the midpoint here, and now you see it's rotated up. Of course, we see that it's backwards. Now, the quickest way to fix that, I think, is to go back to the rotate 3D. This time we're going to say we want to rotate it 180 degrees, the same plane. The next mouse click, we're going to say OK. We're going to come right to the center of that line and click on it, and it is going to mirror itself. It's going to rotate 180. Thanks for watching.